Good afternoon. I'm Ashley Moody, the state's Attorney General. It is an honor for me to be here today with Governor DeSantis to announce this needed action to ensure our children are safe in Florida schools. I, along with every parent of school-age children in this state, expect that when we drop our children off at school in the morning, we will be able to pick them up in the afternoon. The reality is that 17 families in Parkland had that expectation nearly a year ago and were never able to see their children again. It is necessary that we learn from the failures of that tragic day and continue to work diligently to ensure it never happens again. In the aftermath of Parkland, our lawmakers immediately designated funds and crafted requirements for school districts to do many things, including fortify our campuses, identify threats and students needing immediate mental health attention, develop drills and personnel to better protect students. Shockingly, sadly, despite these laws, many that are in charge ensuring these steps are taken may have failed to act. As a mom and as Florida's Attorney General, I will passionately pursue the truth, and through our statewide prosecutor and the grand jury that Governor DeSantis has petitioned from the Supreme Court, will ensure accountability for Florida's parents. Just like every other person in Florida, those in charge of the safety and security of our children must obey the law. If taxpayer money is not being used as it is intended to secure our schools, if a safe school officer has not been assigned to schools, if threat assessment teams have not been assembled, or criminal activity is not reported as required, all Floridians will know. And those in charge of ensuring this is done will be accountable to Floridians for these decisions. Our Office of Statewide Prosecution will diligently pursue this grand jury investigation, and I thank Governor DeSantis for this bold action and affirmation that our laws are not merely suggestions, and all of us that hold public office are accountable to them. Thank you.
And I look to see what my authority would be, and basically under Florida law, you have to show that someone had been misfeasance, incompetent, certain things. And to me, they have made policy decisions that I disagree with, that these families disagree with. I don't think that they've necessarily conducted themselves in an open and transparent way, but I had a question about whether my authority would reach that. And then I also just, the fact that we ran these elections just last, I guess what, August of last year? And all these issues were front and center in that, and the voters here made their decision knowing that. Had this all happened after the election, then you could look at it maybe a little bit differently. But I think those two factors just convinced me that would not have been an appropriate use of my authority. Now, having said that, I think when you have a statewide grand jury, that is something that is real. I mean, that has a lot of teeth. It's a little bit different than kind of a grand jury down the street, just in the sense of normally a prosecutor would bring, John Doe we think may have committed a robbery, indict or not indict. This is looking at a whole host of issues. I think they're going to have a very broad mandate, and I think they're going to have the power, subpoena and otherwise, to be able to get to the facts and get the truth and either hold people accountable, recommend changes, and again, not just in Broward. I mean, I think there's other districts where there have been problems, and this, as a multi-jurisdictional grand jury, will have the ability to look there as well. So I don't know, relieve or not relieve. I guess it depends on what you think, but I think that this is something that is very serious, and I think that it's something that we're gonna look at and evaluate who they're holding accountable. But then obviously, whatever recommendations they have for us, we're gonna heed that. We're gonna heed that.